In this video, you'll learn how to bring an Illustrator file into After Effects the right way so all your layers stay organized and easy to animate. We'll walk through the exact import settings you need, and I'll explain what they do so you understand why you're choosing them, not just where to click. Let's start inside After Effects. With your project open, go up to the very top of the screen and click on the File menu. From that drop-down, hover over Import and then choose File. This is the standard way to bring any external assets into your project, and it's what you'll use for Illustrator files as well. Once you click File, your system's file browser will pop up. Here, navigate to the location where you saved your Illustrator document. Take a moment to double check that you're selecting the correct file, especially if you've got multiple versions or iterations. When you've found the Illustrator file you want to animate, click to select it, but don't rush to hit the Open button just yet. Before you confirm the import, look for the Import As option in the dialog. This is usually at the bottom of the window. By default, After Effects might be set to bring assets in as footage, but for layered Illustrator files, that's not what you want. Click on the drop-down next to Import As and change it to Composition Retain Layer Sizes. This setting is really important. When you choose composition, you're telling After Effects not to flatten your artwork. Instead, it will preserve each separate layer from your Illustrator file and bring them all in together inside a new composition. That means if you set up your Illustrator document with different elements on different layers, like a character's body parts or separate icons, each of those stays independent and can be animated on its own timeline layer. The second part of that option, Retain Layer Sizes, is what controls how those layers are framed inside After Effects. If you didn't choose Retain Layer Sizes, After Effects would crop every layer to the full canvas size of your Illustrator document. That can make it harder to animate, especially if you want rotations or precise positions, because the anchor point might be centered on a huge invisible rectangle instead of right around the artwork itself. By using Retain Layer Sizes, each Illustrator layer is cropped just around its visible artwork. That means each one comes into After Effects as a neatly trimmed layer with a bounding box that hugs the shape. This gives you much more intuitive control when you start moving, scaling, or rotating elements. For example, a logo icon or a character's arm will be much easier to animate if its layer is only as big as the graphic itself. Once you've set Import As to Composition, Retain Layer Sizes, go ahead and confirm the import. After Effects will process the file, and then in your project panel, you'll see two new things appear. First, there will be a new composition that shares the name of your Illustrator file. This composition is essentially a ready-made timeline where all your Illustrator layers are already laid out, just like they were in the original document. Right next to that, you'll see a folder, also named after your Illustrator file. If you open that folder in the project panel, you'll find each Illustrator layer imported as its own individual footage item. These items are what After Effects uses behind the scenes to build your composition, and you can also drag them into other compositions later if you want to reuse specific elements. At this point, your Illustrator artwork is fully set up inside After Effects with all layers preserved and properly sized. You're now ready to start animating, knowing that your project